The new pitcher is Al Leiter. Cito Gaston did not bring him in. The pitch to the left-handed hitters Dalton or Eisenreich. Summoned him to pitch to Milt Thompson. Leiter, the winning pitcher in game 1, and was one of several pitchers on both sides roughed up in game 4. And he'll be greeted by a pinch hitter. Thompson called back. The right-handed hitting Pete Incaviglia sent up. He's 1 for 8 in the World Series. He's the 9th batter of the inning. The Phillies have already scored 4, and they've loaded the bases with 1 out. Leiter pitching on his 28th birthday. And Incaviglia drives one to center. Deep enough to bring the go-ahead run in for Philadelphia. Hollins comes to the plate to make it 6-5 Phillies. Pete Incaviglia needed just 1 pitch to pick up his first World Series RBI. And Philadelphia leads for the first time tonight. And on the play, Darren Dalton tagged and went to third.
And I do not understand Cito Gaston's use of Al Leiter in this game. With Darren Dalton up, a runner at first base and 1 out, there's no way that Fragosi's going to pinch hit for Darren Dalton. So you bring the left-hander in to pitch to Dalton, and Fragosi's going to make a move with Eisenreich up there. You have the right to bring in another right-hander to pitch to Chamberlain or Incaviglia. But now when you bring Leiter in, you really put him in a position where if he gives up a sacrifice fly, that's a run, and that's what happened. Not a lot of room to work for Al Leiter in this inning.
And one aspect of this inning that should not be forgotten is the great at-bat by Stocker that started it. You might remember that he battled Stewart for a walk on the 10th pitch of the at-bat. That came leading off the inning, and Stocker scored on the Dykstra home run. Not a good-looking swing by Stocker, who's batting right-handed for the first time tonight. He's in the hole 0-2.
Diving slider out of the strike zone, and a good one by Leiter.
The crowd wants Leiter to put an end to the inning right here. The Phillies have scored 5 times. He struck him out. And that ends the inning. But as they stretch at Sky Dome, the visiting team has a 1-run lead.
Labatt presents the World Series on CTV. Sponsored by SaskTel.
Gotta tell you about the SaskTel Long Distance Windfall Call Contest. Keep track of your long distance calls. When you've made 5, send them in to win. Or order one of these SaskTel Long Distance Savings Plans. You could win a new Pontiac Grand Am. Or one of 2 Macintosh computers from Apple. Or one of hundreds of great prizes from SaskTel. Make every call count with the SaskTel Long Distance Windfall Call Contest. Entry forms in your mail or at SaskTel Telmarts.
I want the truth, not a song and dance. I want better, not more expensive. I want a car I can afford and like. Hey, I just want my money's worth. Okay, actually, I want more than my money's worth.
Read my lips, no. Another friend wanting Super Bowl tickets? Please don't call me. Pick up a case of Bud or call this number. In every specially marked case of Bud, there's a scratch and win card. Get a winning card and you've won 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. Hotel and cash included. Of course, if your sister's husband did go to school with the guy who used to feed my next-door neighbor's cousin's goldfish, give me a shout. But your chances are better playing the Bud Big events. No!
perfect way to get away.
Philadelphia Phillies have taken the lead for the first time tonight with 5 runs in the 7th inning. They lead 6-5. Larry Anderson and David West warming up in the bullpen. West, the left-hander. Roger Mason is on the mound, about to begin his 2nd inning in relief of Terry Mulholland. And Pete Incaviglia remains in the game as the left fielder. So the defense weakened somewhat, but Incaviglia did his job driving in the go-ahead run. Top of the order coming up for Toronto. Ricky Henderson, Devon White, and Paul Molitor. Henderson 0 for 3 tonight. Mason allowed a leadoff single last inning, then got the next 3 hitters in a row. His first pitch of the 7th, a ball. Well hit to left. But the swing made it look better than it was, and Incaviglia makes the catch. 1 out. Henderson now 0 for 4.
Before this game, there wasn't a lot of strategy that was questionable in the first 5 games. But I think the most questionable strategy was the lack of use of Al Leiter to Darren Daulton and Jim Eisenreich in the top of the 7th inning by Cito Gaston.
Now Devon White. One thing that has been consistent about Cito Gaston over the years is he tends to ride a long time with his pitchers. His critics charge that he's too slow to go out with the hook. White 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored back in the 1st inning. He's even in the count 1-1. One and 2 the count. Off the end of the bat, a foul ball. Fregosi said Roger Mason had a tired arm when he came to the Phillies on July 3rd, even though it was only July 3rd when they got Mason. He had already appeared in 34 games with the Padres and had a record of 0-7. As a result, Roger had some difficulty with the long ball in his stay with the Phillies during the regular season. He gave up 9 home runs in 49 2/3 innings with the Phillies over the 2nd half of the year. Roger said every time they made a bad pitch, they hit it out. No swings and misses, no fouls back to the screen. Gave up 5 home runs that cost him a ball game. The home run by Dykstra got the Phillies right back in the ball game. They scored 2 more after his home run to take the lead. White sends it foul past Bob Baylor in the first base coach's box. Mason has been the one bright light among the middle and long relief corps of Philadelphia in this World Series. He's now only given up 1 run in 6 2/3 innings. He's been an outstanding postseason pitcher for his career in the postseason. He's worked 17 1/3 innings and has only given up 1 run. The 2-2 on its way to White. He struck him out with the high fastball. White strikes out for the 2nd time tonight.
Roger Mason had thrown all of those split finger fastballs. White was in a defensive position, and when a hitter's like that, that's the time to pop him up and in, and that's what Mason did. Blew it by him upstairs.
2 outs, the base is empty. Bottom of the 7th, 6-5 Philadelphia. Paul Molitor is homered and tripled. He homered his last time up off Mulholland. In the second level and left. He pops the first pitch from Mason. Out of play to the right. Into Molitor. Paul Molitor's wife. Throwing hard. 0-2 the count. Previous pitch was 92 miles per hour. .88 miles per hour on the second pitch to Molitor. Mason has retired 5 in a row. And he's just inside with the 0-2 to Molitor.
Ball just off the plate, and that's where it should be with the count 0-2. Mason 6'6", and when he releases the ball appears to be about 3 or 4 inches more on top of you. It's tough to get your swing started against a tall guy like Mason.
To center field, and Dykstra drifts back to make the catch. Ball carried a long way. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays in the 7th. We head to the 8th with the Phillies on top, 6-5.
Gotta tell you about the SaskTel Long Distance Windfall Call Contest. Keep track of your long distance calls. When you've made 5, send them in to win. Or order one of these SaskTel Long Distance Savings Plans. You could win a new Pontiac Grandette. Or one of 2 Macintosh computers from Apple. Or one of hundreds of great prizes from SaskTel. Make every call count with the SaskTel Long Distance Windfall Call Contest. Entry forms in your mail or at SaskTel Telmarts.
Out here isn't the only place our Ford F-Series pickups have blazed new trails. Our engineering labs are filled with constant improvements like our new standard airbag and new convertible console seat. And yet, along with all these new ideas, there's one that's not new for us at all: toughness. Because when you design a truck for the future, it better be built to last that long. Ford F-Series, the #1 selling truck, is built Ford tough.
The SO Tiger team talks pride.
Customer liked my smile.
I watched you guys work, and we always had a grin from ear to ear.
It's like being just a real family, and when you enjoy being together, you enjoy your customers more, you treat your customers better.
There's a great amount of care taken in everything that SO does.
We take what we do very seriously. We expect to be the best, and we work at it.
Customers #1.
Quality, friendly service. And I think that's what it all comes down to.
You're on your way with SO.
Labatt presents the World Series on CTV. Sponsored by SaskTel.
The Blue Jays led 5-1 after 6 innings, but the Phillies scored 5 times in the 7th. Lenny Dykstra drove in the first 3 with a home run. Meanwhile, Paul Molitor and Roberto Alomar are pacing the Blue Jay attack again tonight. Here's a look at the Dykstra homer with Stocker and Morandini aboard. Into the second deck in right rather, for Lenny's 4th home run of the World Series. And the first pitch of the 8th inning, a strike to Mickey Morandini. He singled just ahead of Dykstra and scored on the home run. Facing Al Leiter. He was quickly ahead of him 0-2. Dykstra is on deck, and then Duncan. Al Leiter was hoping that the Blue Jays would have wrapped it up before tonight. He wanted to attend his cousin Dan's wedding today in Florida. Morandini tried to bunt, and that is strike 3. trailed by 4 runs in the 7th inning. No team facing elimination in the World Series has ever come back from that large a deficit that late in a game to win the game. 2 teams facing elimination overcame early 4-run leads to win a game. The 2 teams you see on your screen. But if the Phillies hang on, it'll be the first team facing elimination to overcome that large a deficit that late in the ballgame. And Lenny Dykstra, the man who got them off and running during the 5-run 7th with the 3-run homer. Only hit in 3 at-bats. He walked in the 3rd. I mentioned Dan Leiter's wedding today. The best man at Dan Leiter's wedding is Dan's brother John, another of Al's cousins. And Al says he hasn't really felt pressure pitching in the postseason because his brother John, his cousin John rather, is battling brain cancer. All of us send our best wishes out to John in Clearwater. That's ball 4. The first batter to reach against Al Leiter is Lenny Dykstra. Leiter had faced 3 men and retired them all prior to that walk. So a 1-out base runner for Philadelphia in the 8th inning with the Phillies leading 6-5. And Dykstra very much a threat to run. He's stolen 3 bases without being caught in this series. Now Duncan, who had another big hit in the World Series for Philadelphia. Last inning, he singled right after the Dykstra home run and scored the tying run after stealing second. He scored on a single by Dave Hollins. First pitch, a ball at Duncan. It was at 90 miles per hour. I mentioned earlier, this is the first time that Duncan has ever served as the DH in a major league or a minor league game. He didn't really know what to do, but he thought he'd keep loose in the tunnel leading from the dugout to the clubhouse by swinging a bat between innings. Galen Cisco back to the mound with the count 2-0 on Duncan.
Lenny Dykstra with 37 stolen bases during the regular season. He has a couple in the World Series. It's unlikely, however, that he'll be running with a count 2 balls and no strikes. To reiterate, Jim Fregosi does not like to send the runners with a count 2-0 or 3-1. He'll do it 3-2. But he considers those hitters counts and is unlikely to send the runner on this pitch.
Ball 3, 3-0. There is double-barreled action in the Toronto bullpen. Tony Castillo is the left-hander, Mike Timlin the right-hander. Duncan is taking all the way. 3 balls and a strike. John Kruk is on deck. The Phillies have 6 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Toronto 5 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. Neither of them proved costly. Dykstra was heading back to first as Leiter delivered to the plate. 3-2 now.
And not running either. He didn't run 2-0. He didn't run 3-1, but he'll be running here. One thing with a count 3-2, 1 out, you want to make sure the pitcher pitches. You cannot get picked off in this situation.
Dykstra runs. Duncan a little pop-up. Alomar will handle it. And Dykstra scampered back to first with 2 outs. 1 for 5 now is Mariano Duncan. And that will bring up John Kruk, who was 0 for 2 with 2 walks tonight. And is now just 1 for his last 11. Tried to check his swing and could not. Bottom of the 8th. The Blue Jays have the middle third of their order due up. Carter, Olerud, and Alomar. Goes. The pitch is a ball, and Dykstra has the stolen base as Borders could not get up to make the throw. 4th stolen base of the World Series for Lenny Dykstra, and another runner in scoring position for Philadelphia.
What a jump. He was 4 steps into his move. By the time Leiter came home, he guessed right, and Borders had no play. The 1-1 to Kruk. Broken bat, bouncer down to third. Sprague throws him out. The Phillies have stranded 9 base runners. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 6-5 Philadelphia.
Now, with a Coca-Cola Sports Break, here's Rod Black.
And I'm in the tunnel outside the Blue Jays dressing room where about an inning and a half ago it was a much more joyous scene around here. Dave Stewart, when he left the game, screamed at the top of his lungs a very emphatic ow. Rob Butler, the Canadian rookie in his first World Series, cast a very solitary figure as he stood outside the tunnel and sat, and he said, well, I'm just too nervous to watch. We'll be watching from here. If there is a victory celebration, we'll have a post-game show after tonight, but the Blue Jays still have a lot of work to do. As we send it back to CTV Sports Control, here's Jerry Dobson.
Thank you, Rod, and we do indeed hope to get back to you later on. You know, Toronto's NHL team is doing very well. Let's check out what's going on with them as Pat Burns and his Leafs go for 9 wins in a row to start the regular season. That would be a record. A big hit early in this game. Rob Pearson by Rudy Poshek. Pearson goes down out of that game. No word yet on his injuries. However, good news later in the game for the Leafs. Bill McDougall, behind his own net, will come around and cough up the puck to Mark Osborne. He scores his first goal of the season for the Leafs. That makes it 1-0. It is now 2-0, and that game is a final, so the Leafs indeed are 9-0. That sets a new National Hockey League record. The other undefeated team in the NHL this season, the New Jersey Devils, and they continue to be unbeaten. 2-1, the final tonight. Back to Skydome after.
It looks European, definitely European in style.
He hugs you, there's lots of room.
It's very inviting and comfortable.
Transversely mounted V6.
If I want to be by myself, I won't go upstairs and read. I will go for a drive. It would be a winding road, trees, mountains. There would have to be water.
I love the way this thing corners. Responses in this car are smooth. I could drive this car all day. You just made a dream come true.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of Major League Baseball. Roger Mason about to begin his 3rd inning of relief. He's retired 6 in a row. He's facing the middle third of the Toronto order in the 8th inning. 6-5 Philadelphia. Joe Carter is 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice fly in the 1st inning. Then John Olerud and Roberto Alomar.
What Jim Fregosi may do is allow Mason to pitch to Joe Carter and then bring David West in, the left-hander, to pitch to Olerud. And once he finishes that, bring Larry Anderson in to pitch to the other right-hander. Even though Alomar is a switch hitter, Tony Fernandez is a switch hitter, had the option of leaving West in or bringing Anderson in. But this could be Roger Mason's last man.
Ordinarily he pitches an inning or 2, and that is it. Be tempting for Jim Fregosi to ride with him as long as he can because the rest of the bullpen has been so shaky and Mason has been the one bright light.
Mason has pitched 4 innings once.
Incaviglia goes toward the line to make the catch. 1 out.
4 innings once during the regular season, 3 innings 2 other times, and I think Jim's going to make the move.
He will. So Mason will depart, having pitched 2 1/3 innings, having retired the last 7 men he has faced. And David West, the left-hander, will come on to work to John Olerud. With the score, Philadelphia 6 and Toronto 5 will return to Sky Dome right after this.
I haven't looked at North American cars in a long time.
It looks very sporty. V6. Well, it's solid. Look at the legroom. I think anti-lock brakes are a good idea.
Driver's side airbag. That's nice. It's an old country road. There's a lake on the one side, trees, and probably some deer. It moves. I have a thing about power. I like to move. I think I look good in it. Oh, yeah. It passed the test.
The Venice Simplon Orient Express. Naturally, the most luxurious train in the world serves the richest coffee in the world.
Oh, c'est impossible! Pas de café de Colombie! Vite, vite! Retournez à Paris!
100% Colombian coffee, handpicked by Juan Valdez.
This is the factory of a leading North American tire maker. They make excellent tires with the kind of traction and mileage life you need. In fact, they're so good, we chose them to make MotoMaster tires for Canadian Tire. So why don't we identify them? Maybe they're concerned that if you knew they also make MotoMaster tires, which come with a nationwide road hazard warranty at no additional charge and a great Canadian Tire price, everybody will buy MotoMaster tires. Maybe they're right. MotoMaster, quality automotive products for a lot less.
Perfect way to get away.
David West is the new pitcher for Philadelphia. He's on to protect a 1-run lead with 1 out of the bases empty in the 8th. It's his 3rd appearance of the World Series. He's had a tough time. Pitched a total of 1 inning and has given up 5 hits and 3 earned runs. He's faced 9 men and has given up 5 hits and hit a batter. Greeted by John Olerud. First pitch from West, 93 miles per hour and a ball to Olerud. He was 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the first inning. He's lined the outfield for outs twice since then. Olerud faced West only once previously in this series. That was in Game 4, and John singled to left in the 6th inning. So Mason cruising along. Jim Fregosi went to West to face Olerud, and then Alomar is on deck. And Alomar in this series is 2 for 2 against West.
So you may see David West just work to Olerud. We'll see. If he walks him, I would think he will certainly just work to Olerud. Of course, Alomar, on the other hand, is a much better left-handed hitter than he is right-handed. All sorts of options here.
Ball 4. West walks Olerud on 5 pitches. And we saw Jim Fregosi the other night go all the way with Curt Schilling, 146 pitches. Obviously, he wanted to stay away from the bullpen. If Roger Mason could continue on at all, wouldn't the same attitude apply? Here's a guy who is one of my few who's pitched well. I'm going to go with him as long as I can.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. But on the other hand, he's done this with David West, 76 appearances all year, and they flip-flop the West-Anderson tandem, and that's what he's going to do again.
So West departs after putting the tying run on first.
Join CTV as the world's youth assembles in Lillehammer for the Olympic Winter Games.
It happens about 52 times a year, generally after the second cup of coffee. It's called Saturday. And for a lot of people, it means a trip to Canadian Tire. where Canadians can buy products they're proud to own at the price they want to pay. Top quality, guaranteed low prices. Maybe that's why people have been coming back for over 70 years of Saturdays. And all the other fine days, too. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire for a lot less.
Isn't it nice to know you can now enjoy cafe-style cappuccino instantly right in your home from Nescafe?
Labatt presents the World Series on CTV. Sponsored by Labatt Blue. Honest and true, you bet it's blue. Imperial Oil and Esso Associates. You're on your way with Esso. Your local bottler of Coca-Cola. Always the real thing. Always Coca-Cola.
Pat O'Brien and Jim Gray at Sky Dome in Toronto. The Philadelphia Phillies lead by a run with one out and a runner at first in the 8th inning. And Larry Anderson is on to make his 4th appearance in this World Series. And like West ahead of him, Larry hasn't fared very well. In 3 innings, he's given up 5 earned runs on 5 hits. Olerud drew the walk from West, and John has been removed for Alfredo Griffin as a pinch runner. Anderson, 40-year-old reliever, oldest relief pitcher in the National League this year. He first broke into professional baseball back in 1971. The average age of the Blue Jay starters, 7.6 years old.
Kind of interesting that Griffin's in the ball game now. I think Cañate is a faster runner. He was the pinch runner the other night in the game with the Blue Jays down by 2. Maybe Cito Gaston is leaving Griffin in the game because he's going to stay in the game, possibly as a first baseman.
Alomar shoots the first one out of play. And really every number that we've seen, including one we just saw, Alomar's impressive average lifetime against Larry Anderson, points toward leaving Mason in if you absolutely can. West has had a very tough time. Anderson has not fared well against Alomar. Yet the pitcher who's pitched well goes out of the game in a crucial situation, handed over to 2 guys who not only haven't pitched well in general, but in specific matters against these 2 batters who come up for Toronto, haven't pitched well one-on-one against them. Out of play, Anderson quickly ahead of Alomar, 0-2. Roberto has had a perfect night. 2 singles and a double. He has scored a run and driven in 1. He has 12 hits in the World Series. The record is 13. A pop-up. Hollins does not have room. Bottom of the 8th inning. Philadelphia 6 and Toronto 5 in Game 6 of the World Series. The Phillies need a win to force Game 7. The Blue Jays with a win would have their 2nd consecutive World Championship. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. 1 out. And ball 1 high to Alomar. The hit would be his 13th of the World Series and would tie the World Series record set by Bobby Richardson, Lou Brock, and Marty Barrett. Just outside. Anderson tried the backdoor breaking ball. the 2-2 pitch. Just outside. Anderson spins away in disgust, and Fregosi hollering out at Dana DeMuth.
Anderson's reaction on the 1-2 pitch. He was livid, and now he's joined by Darren Daulton, but as you can see, that ball's outside. It looked like the 1-2 pitch was closer than the 2-2 pitch.
And now Cito Gaston has to decide if Alfredo Griffin will run on a 3-2 pitch to Alomar with 1 out. He is not running, and Alomar sends it out of play and left. Notoriously silent crowd is quiet no longer. Most of the fans on their feet. With the Blue Jays trailing by a run in the bottom of the 8th. Tying run at first. Another 3-2 pitch. Down the left field line. Slicing foul. And Alomar's fought off a couple of 3-2 pitches. Roberto will be followed by Tony Fernandez. Griffin runs this time. It's bounced down to first. They get the out there. But Cito Gaston stayed out of the double play by having Griffin on the move with the 3-2 pitch to Alomar. So the tying run is in scoring position with 2 outs.
Right to John Kruk, but by the time Kruk steps on first, Griffin had arrived at second. Interesting situation right here in the foreground. Daulton and Anderson talking. There is almost no way you can walk Tony Fernandez. You're not going to walk the go-ahead run on first base. But Fernandez has been nothing but trouble for the Phillies. 9 RBIs. That's already more than any other shortstop in World Series history.
Tony is 0 for 3 tonight. Griffin representing the tying run at second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th, 6-5 Philadelphia. Chopped slowly down the first base line. Foul ball. It hit Fernandez.
The other night, Darren Daulton was hit with the bases loaded in that 15-14 game, hit in the hand. And we said, if the umpire can't tell, usually he goes by the reaction of the hitter. And right here, you could see it just hit the right side of the shoe, looked like the right side of the foot, and the reaction was immediate. No, it did not hit him. No, it didn't.
I think Fernandez stole the call by his instant reaction.
Or did it hit his shin passing by? Passing by, did it hit his shin before it hit the ground? That's the only way that it could have from that angle.
Well, it did. You would have thought the ball would have changed directions. Out toward the field.
Well, something happened that was funky. It may have hit a piece of dirt or something, but that ball didn't come off the bat and the ground like it normally would. But I think the reaction of Fernandez is about the only thing, if you're unsure, that's the only thing you can go on. Because if a player is hit, they react that way.
The Phillies did not argue. 1-1, the count on Fernandez. Started to step out. And stepped back in toward the pitch and watched ball 2 sink low and away. Larry Anderson, who didn't have a save during the regular season, then wound up saving Game 5 in the NLCS against Atlanta. Admitted that he was shaking like a leaf on the mound. Was so excited after the game that he grabbed the lineup card to keep as a souvenir. Check swing and a foul ball. Griffin running for John Olerud. The tying run at second base with 2 outs in the 8th inning. 6-5 Philadelphia. Anderson's 2-2 to Fernandez. Hit him. Fans boo, but certainly that's the last thing Anderson wanted to do was put the go-ahead run on base, particularly when he had 2 strikes on Fernandez.
Trying to come inside on Tony, and the ball got away from Anderson. Looks like it hit him right on the back of the left knee. So it appeared to hit fatty tissue. That's a lot better than hitting bone.
Blue Jays trainer Tommy Craig will tend to Tony Fernandez. That'll bring up Ed Sprague.
Alfredo Griffin's already in the game. I mean, he could play shortstop if Fernandez leaves. I think Tony's going to be all right. But then who plays first base? Ed Sprague, the third baseman, has not played first base this year.
Sprague did play 26 games at first base over 1991 and 92. Of course, Paul Molitor's played there, but he's the DH, so if they put him in the field, they'd lose the DH. Darnell Coles has played only 1 inning at first base this year, so Sprague is the likeliest candidate to move over there. Now Fernandez will stay in the game.
Unless it's Griffin, with the thinking being that he's a terrific infielder, and if you can play short, you can play first.
Sprague has only 1 hit in 15 at-bats in this World Series. He did drive in a run in the 4th inning tonight with a sacrifice fly to right. A ball low and away. 2-0 on Sprague.
Ed Sprague, more than any other Blue Jay, is a high fastball hitter. He likes the ball inside, and Larry Anderson, to be effective, has a lane on the outside part of the plate. He's missed there twice. Don't expect him to come in now unless it's a mistake.
He goes away, and Sprague swung through it for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. The end of the bat, a foul ball. Again, Anderson stayed away from Sprague. 2-2 the count.
If you're the hitter right here, if you're Ed Sprague, you forget about the inside part of the plate. You have to protect away anyway with 2 strikes. And Anderson has shown that he's going to go out there, even at the expense of getting hit. You dive out over the outside part of the plate looking for the ball away.
Anderson is facing his 3rd batter. Seems like he's been out there for a week. For Larry, it probably feels like a month. The 2-2. Popped foul and out of play. It looked like Anderson got away with missing the target that time. That pitch more or less down the middle.
Backed up. Sometimes you grip that slider too tightly and your hand comes underneath and it just spins in there. That's what happened then.
Phillies lead 6-5 in the 8th inning. The Blue Jays have the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first with 2 outs, and a 2-2 to Sprague. He fouled away another. Anderson, in working to his 3rd batter, has already thrown 21 pitches. Another 2-2 pitch and another foul ball.
That's 7 in a row, intended or outside. The only one that he has missed with over the middle of the plate was the one that you mentioned, Sean, that first 2-2 pitch. Splitter here
for ball 3. And an advantage for the Blue Jays as now the runners will get a jump on the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. The payoff pitch outside, ball 4. Padres, the pitching coach, on his way to the mound. Sprague with the hard-earned walk. He was up there for 9 pitches. That puts the tying run at 3rd. The go-ahead run now in scoring position at 2nd, and Sprague is at 1st. And Mitch Williams is warming up in the Philadelphia bullpen.
That was really a great at-bat by Ed Sprague. He fouled off a lot of tough sliders from Larry Anderson. And coaxed a walk.
It's the right-handed hitting Pat Borders due up, so Anderson will continue. Borders has only driven in 1 run in this World Series. He was the most valuable player of the World Series last year. He's 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of singles. Ball 1 outside. Good pitch by Anderson, and using that slot over the outside part of the plate to right-handed hitters. The 1-1. Popped up out of play. Bases loaded. Griffin the tying run at 3rd. Fernandez the go-ahead run at 2nd. And Ed Sprague at 1st. Against Larry Anderson, who took 9.5 years in the minors to establish himself as a full-time major league player at age 30. He admitted there were many times over that stretch he thought about quitting baseball, and vowed from that day forward to enjoy every aspect of Major League Baseball. He couldn't be in a more memorable situation than this. The 1-2 to Borders is a pop-up. Mickey Morandini wants it. And he makes the catch. And Toronto leaves the bases loaded in the 8th inning. We go to the 9th. It's still a 1-run lead for Philadelphia.
This is CTV. Join us for the glorious celebration of the Olympic Winter Games.
The new Camaro. Ladies and gentlemen, let the good times roll.
The Blues, now they have this energy, this intensity. It's when the sun goes down and the Blues, they come out to play.
Like all great blues, ours have a quality that comes from the heart of the country.
That's cool.
Subway's steak and cheese sub is not only delicious, it's easy to eat anywhere. To prove that fact, I'm gonna eat my dinner here at the rodeo. No one's ridden rocket launcher for more than 8 seconds, so I'll have to eat fast, but you'll want to take your time to really savor tender steak and cheese on our fresh baked bread. One bite and you'll agree, Subway makes great steak!
Now when you buy one steak and cheese sub with a medium soft drink, you can get a regular 6-inch sub for just 99 cents at Subway.
Well, at least I get a meal on this flight.
What would be your ideal test drive for a Pontiac Sunbird? Maybe this. How would you test Sunbird's ABS brakes? Maybe here. Where would you go to test Pontiac's 24-hour roadside assistance? How about anywhere in North America? Pontiac Sunbird also gives you automatic transmission, air conditioning, and AM/FM stereo cassette, all for less than you'd expect. Now, where would you go to test drive a Pontiac Sunbird? How about here?
The Philadelphia Phillies needing a win to stay alive and force a Game 7 in this World Series. Lead 6-5 as we go to the 9th. They just dodged a bullet in the bottom of the 8th as Toronto left the bases loaded. Ed Sprague moves across the diamond. He's now at first base, a position he did not play at all this year. Alfredo Griffin remains in the game at third base. And Cito Gaston, in his desire to keep it a 1-run deficit into the bottom of the 9th, has gone to his ace closer, Dwayne Ward. He's appearing for the 4th time in 6 games, and he's greeted by Dave Holland. Hollins had a huge hit in the 7th. The single that drove in the tying run, and he scored the go-ahead run on a sacrifice fly by Pete Incaviglia. Ward, the 4th pitcher of the night for Toronto. This is a swing and a miss from Hollins. That was 94 miles per hour. Dwayne Ward. Hollins, then Dalton, and Eisenreich. In the air in right center. Carter a long run. White is there, and he makes the catch. Another good outing tonight for Al Leiter. He pitched an inning in 2/3 without allowing a hit or a run. He walked 1 and struck out 2. Aaron Dalton is the batter. Pitchers of record, Roger Mason and Danny Cox. 1-0 on Dalton. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. He's also walked tonight. Sharply hit, but right at Alomar. 2 down. The Blue Jays have the top of the order coming up. Henderson, White, and Molitor in the bottom of the 9th.
Watch how Alomar gives with the body and the glove to soften the hop and throw out Dalton.
Jim Eisenreich, the batter. Little pop up. It will be close. Griffin runs out of room. Jim Fregosi has said several times in this postseason, as a manager, you don't do things differently in postseason play. You manage the way you did in the regular season. But during the regular season, in an instance like this, it's a one-run game going to the bottom of the ninth. He hands the ball over to Mitch Williams. Given wild things, difficulties, does he give him the ball in the bottom of the ninth tonight?
Well, you could see him in your monitor. I think with Ricky Henderson coming up, I think Larry Anderson will be called on to get out Henderson. We'll see.
Indeed we will. Ward did his job, a 1-2-3-9. Last chance for Toronto coming up.
Discover the SO Tiger. Spirit of service.
When I've got a cold or flu, I just want to crawl into a warm pair of flannel pajamas, hide under a warm down comforter. I just want to wrap myself in warmth.
That's why there's Tylenol Cold and Flu Hot Liquid. Relieves more symptoms than any other hot liquid cold and flu formula. Plus the Tylenol name you've always trusted, so it helps relieve your cold and flu symptoms while it wraps you in soothing warmth. Tylenol Cold and Flu, effective relief for your cold and flu symptoms.
Decision 93, Monday on CTV.
A one-run lead for Philadelphia as we go to the bottom of the ninth, and the question posed in the top of the ninth has been answered. Jim Fregosi will manage as he did during the regular season, and he'll give the ball to Mitch Williams to try to get the final 3 outs and force a Game 7.
Remember that old television series, Get Smart, with Don Adams. The great line in that was right 99. Well, Jim Fregosi getting smart and calling in number 99 again. 43 saves this year. It was not a clear-cut thing. I mean, the last time out, Mitch Williams was laced all over Veterans Stadium. And this is his first appearance since Wednesday night.
And he was not warming up with the score 2-0 in favor of Philadelphia in the late innings the other night. Perhaps it's only fitting that in a game like this, no matter which team wins, that Mitch Williams and Kim Batiste will appear in the ball game. They've been a familiar duo in the postseason. And there hasn't been a dull moment yet when those two have been in the ball game. Concern about Williams lately from the Phillies standpoint has been his velocity. It has been down in his last couple of outings. Top of the order, Ricky Henderson, Devon White, and Paul Molitor. The Blue Jays need a run to force extra innings. 2 runs and they're the world champions. More of the theater of the bizarre involving Mitch Williams in the postseason. Before he can even throw a pitch at the bottom of the ninth, Henderson and the umpire step out.
Look at Darren Dalton. He's clearing the way, too. Everybody is just moving out of the way, including you folks in your living room.
Right. Now you can see that Mitch could have hit one of them at home. His first pitch, a ball. Henderson 0 for 3.
John, I think one of the things, that lack of velocity you were talking about, that's what happens when Williams opens that front side too quickly. Right there. When you open that front side, you have a tendency to push the ball. And one thing that would help Mitch right now is try to keep the front shoulder closed.
Mitch last appeared in Game 4 and gave up the runs that lost the ball game in the 15-14 Toronto win. He appeared in the 8th inning and was charged with 3 runs. Henderson got to him for a 2-run single in that inning that brought Toronto within 1. The 2-0 pitch. Ball 3 high. Williams walks Henderson on 4 pitches to open the 9th.
It is said that television's a visual medium, but not in Philadelphia tonight because nobody's watching.
The tying run is at first. The go-ahead run, the winning run, the run that would win the World Championship, comes to the plate in the person of Devon White, who had the 2-run triple at the expense of Mitch Williams that won Game 4, 15-14. That's the first strike thrown by Williams. Any thoughts of a bunt by Cito Gaston in this instance?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a possibility.
Batiste even with the bag at third. White sacrificed 3 times this year. Of course, you have Henderson, the all-time stolen base king, at first base. Ricky's only stolen 1 in this World Series. He's been thrown out once.
Thing to watch if you're going to steal against Mitch Williams is whether the right foot passes the left leg. Once he does that, it's committed to go home. That's that Terry Mullen step-off move that Williams will use. But once he picks his leg up and commits going home, what the runner watches for is whether the right foot passes the left leg. Slide step to combat it.
One and one, the count. .6-5 Philadelphia in the bottom of the 9th. Up and away, 2-1 the count.
See, now Ricky Henderson has taken Williams out of his game. I mean, he's not a pitcher that can use the slide step. So he's been high. He has been high with the fastball because of this move toward home. See, that's very unusual and unorthodox for Mitch Williams. That is the move where he picks the leg up, but once he does that, Henderson may run.
To the plate comes Williams. Foul ball by White. 2-2 the count. Paul Molitor is on deck. You're just joining us. The Blue Jays jumped off to a 3-0 lead in the first inning. They led 4-1 after 4, and then the Phillies scored 5 times in the 7th to take a 6-5 lead. There's not been any scoring in the game since then, despite opportunities on both sides. Henderson at first, nobody out. 2-2 to White. Foul ball.
That was another slide step, a slider inside to White. But keep in mind, when he does that, his pitches aren't nearly as effective. He is a power pitcher and relies on the high leg kick.
Pulled sharply foul. Another 2-2 pitch. Another slide step. And another foul ball from Devon White.
Got Kim Batiste on the line at third. If White hits the ball into the position, a double play gets him out of trouble. It's 2 out and nobody on. I think what he's protecting against here is second and third and nobody out. But I think the odds are now to play the fat part of the field and forget about the line. I mean, what are the chances if Ricky Henderson gets on third with nobody out? Could probably score.
And now Williams is in danger of walking White. The 3-2 pitch. In the air, left center field. Incaviglia makes the running catch. He and Dykstra had an anxious moment as they looked at each other. It looked like Incaviglia thought Dykstra was going to take charge, and apparently Dykstra didn't see the ball because Incaviglia picked it back up and made the play.
Dykstra did not see the ball. You can see him look at Incaviglia right there. And Incaviglia saw it all the way and properly made the catch.
For the first out of the ninth, 6-5 Philadelphia. Paul Molitor, 2 for 4 tonight. An RBI triple and a run scored in the first, a solo home run in the fifth. Ricky Henderson at first with 1 out. Paul Molitor, the first player in World Series history with 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs in 1 World Series. Fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 2 pitches to Molitor, both clocked at 91 miles per hour. And apparently the velocity has returned to Mitch Williams, who was clocked in the mid-80s in his last appearance in Game 4. Line into center, falling fast, a hit. Third of the night for Molitor. Henderson stops at second.
Paul Molitor has been a hitting machine in this series. His 12th hit. He is now 12 for 23 in the series, and Ricky Henderson has to stop at second because the ball was hit so hard.
And he had to make sure it would sink fast enough to fall in front of Dykstra. So the tying run is at second. The run that would win the World Series is at first, and Joe Carter is the batter. He's 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 4 lifetime against Williams. Joe drove in a run in the first with a sacrifice fly tonight.
I'm sure Ricky Henderson at second base is thinking about Game 2, 8th inning, with the Blue Jays trailing by 2. Mitch Williams with that trick move and nailing Alomar at third.
Morandini playing very close to the bag, trying to keep Henderson close to second. Williams has fallen behind Carter 2-0. Alfredo Griffin, who entered the game last inning as a pinch runner for Olerud, is on deck, and there's that move by Williams. Ricky wasn't more than 3 or 4 steps away from second. There's Griffin. And there's a strike. 2-1 on Carter. Carter is 0 for his last 7. And he swung at ball 3. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a flat-footed strike at Joe Carter, a flat-footed swing that he took at that slider from Mitch Williams. Looked awkward, didn't he?
Now the 2-2. Well hit down the left field line. Way back and gone! Joe Carter with a 3-run homer. The winners and still world champions, the Toronto Blue Jays. A world champion for the first time, and Cito Gaston said, in particular, he wanted the Blue Jays to repeat to win it for Paul Molitor. And obviously, Gaston was speaking for the rest of the Blue Jays as well. Joe Carter with the 3-run homer to win it before the World Series. When we asked him how close he was to leaving by a free agency after last year's World Championship to go to Kansas City, he held his thumb and forefinger about 1/8 of an inch apart and said, "This close." But he stayed, and his home run has given the Toronto Blue Jays their second World Championship in as many years. It's only the second time ever that a World Series has ended on a home run. The other, the memorable home run by Bill Mazeroski of the Pirates in 1960. And a heartbreaking end to the season for the Philadelphia Phillies. Carter didn't quite hit it all the way to that sign, but it had enough to clear the fence and left. His second home run of the World Series to give Toronto the 8-6 win. He knew when he hit it that it had a chance, and he knew before he reached first base that he was a hero all across Canada. Incredible ending to a postseason that had many remarkable and memorable moments. And for the first time ever, the Toronto Blue Jays have won the World Series on Canadian soil. Congratulations to the '93 World Champions.
invited me over for coffee, asked me to pick up some Coffee Mate on the way. But the store didn't have just Coffee Mate. They had Irish Cream Coffee Mate, Hazelnut Coffee Mate, Amaretto Coffee Mate. I wasn't expecting these new specialty flavors. I didn't know what to do. Then a nice lady came along and helped me pick one out. So I went over to her place for coffee instead. Coffee Mate makes your cup of coffee taste great.
For 47 years, millions of Canadians have relied on Canada Savings Bonds to help build their dreams. Whatever your goals in life, make them happen with safe, secure, cashable Canada Savings Bonds. Buy yours wherever you bank or invest by November 1st.
It's never been louder under the roof of Sky Dome. The Toronto Blue Jays have won their second consecutive World Championship. It's the first time they've won it at home. Let's go down to the bedlam that is the Toronto clubhouse and join Tim McCarver.
Jubilant is an understatement, Sean. I'm with Cito Gaston, and how is that for thrills and excitement?
Oh, man, I guess that just puts the topping on the cake right there. So happy for Joe and so happy for Molitor. Really happy for Molitor. He was, just played his heart out all year. It looked like we almost blew that game, but these guys never quit. They just like the Phillies. Phillies are a great group of guys, and they just kept battling. We kept battling.
When you first came in the clubhouse, you started to tell me a story that your eyes were not moist until. Finish it.
Until I went over and gave Molitor a hug, and his eyes was moist, and I couldn't help from get mine the same way. And I'm so happy for him and all these guys. They've been outstanding all year, man.
Well, congratulations for 2 in a row, Cito.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
More than welcome. And Joe Carter joins us. Joe? Looked like a fastball down and in, right?
No, in fact, it was a slider. Oh, what? Yeah, that was down and in. It was the same pitch I just swung and missed. But at that time, I said I'm going to choke up because the only pitch he's throwing for a strike is a slider. I just kind of just stayed down on it, tried to make contact. I thank God. I mean, this is a storybook ending. I told my wife before I went to the ballpark, I said something special is going to happen today. What can you say? This is awesome. This is unbelievable.
You caught the ball last year in Atlanta, the last out from Mike Timlin. What is the difference between this year, obviously, other than your involvement with the game-winning hit?
You may think it's ironic, but after I told everybody I was going to catch the last out. When we didn't score there in the 8th inning, I said, now I'm going to drive in the winning run to myself, and I'm thinking that. And now I said, I've got to be a part of that. You look at the films from last year, I got made the last out, and now this year, it's the game-winning home run. I mean, this is, I can't explain it.
Well, Joe Carter said he was going to drive in the winning run, and he's a man of his word. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Jimmy. Obviously, this is not the interview that Jim Fregosi wanted to be doing, but Jim, you've got to be disappointed with that ending.
Well, I got to give this club a lot of credit. They battled back from a lot of runs down. We did everything we could do. We just came up a little short. It was what I consider a very different series and a very good series. I thought there was a lot of exciting baseball. I want to offer my congratulations to Cito Gaston, Pat Gillick, and the entire Toronto organization. They've got a great ball club. They played us. They come from behind a couple times. They were down. It was a great series for them, but just wanted to show and tell everybody how much heart this club has. They will battle, and they're tough.
Jim, the decision to use Mitch Williams again tonight after what happened the other night.
Well, Mitch Williams has been our closer all year. I'm not going to change things. He's the guy that's done it for us. I just told him a few minutes ago that he's the one that got us this far, and I'm not going to change.
Jim, congratulations. It's been a sensational year.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you coming on. Let's go back upstairs to Sean.
Gracious in defeat, as you might expect, from Jim Fregosi, who waited 28 years to get to his first World Series. We'll return to Sky Dome after this word from your local station.
A triumphant celebration. The Olympic Winter Games on CTV.
How do they do it?
That looks painful.
How do they do it, you ask yourself? What time do you have to go to bed to get up that early? You kind of think, maybe I should do it too. But then again, maybe not.
What happens when a viper sheds its skin? Presenting the new 300 horsepower V10 Dodge Ram. The first truck that lives up to the name, pickup.
In case you didn't realize it, they're having a party in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as the Blue Jays become the first team since those 77-78 Yankees to repeat, winning the World Series 1993 style 8-6. Thank yous to Cito Gaston, and thank you, I'm sure, to Joe Carter, who told us before the game that he wanted to watch football tomorrow. And I guess he was serious. Let's go down for the very first trophy presentation on Canadian soil. And here's Tim McCarver. Tim?
All right, Pat, we're right in the middle of the party as Dr. Bobby Brown will give the trophy to the chairman of the board of the Toronto Blue Jays, Mr. Peter Witherington.
Peter, congratulations to you and the Blue Jays organization. This trophy is being presented as the world's champions. You're victors on the field, and that's where it all counts. Congratulations to you, Paul Beeston, Pat Gillick, and Cito Gaston, and the entire Blue Jays team. It was a great, great performance and a tremendous finish.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brown. It's been a terrific season. We've had,
Peter, just turn around toward the camera.
We've had a terrific season. Pat, Paul, the players have all made a tremendous contribution, and I would like to also say and accept this trophy on behalf of the 4 million some odd fans who support this team year after year. It's a great, great pleasure and a great privilege to accept that team on behalf of all of the people involved. It's wonderful. It's wonderful also on behalf of all of Canada. Thank you.
For the second consecutive time in as many years, the Toronto Blue Jays are world champions, largely the efforts of this man right here for the first time. And with the presentation of the Chevrolet Player of the Series Award, here's Kurt Ritter. Kurt?
Paul, on behalf of Chevrolet dealers all across Canada and the United States, I'd like to present you with a 1993 Chevrolet MVP trophy. Here you go.
I'll tell you. Thank you very much.
Well, we're going to be donating to the charity of your choice, an Astro van, so be thinking of somebody really special out there. Once again, congratulations, and buddy, enjoy it. You really deserve it. Thank you.
I certainly will appreciate it. I want to thank you for that. And I'm primarily a DH, so I hope I don't drop this thing. It's pretty heavy, but I'll tell you, Tim, more than anything, people ask you what you feel in a moment like this, and for me, it's a feeling of thankfulness. After all that has come my way and the blessings, this is just a great opportunity. And to win a game in that fashion, I think it's last time was Bill Mazeroski, is that right? That hit a home run to win a World Series. And when I saw that ball go out of the park, it was just really a dream come true. So I'm very thankful, and I appreciate this award very much.
Paul, did you ever, in your wildest imagination, in the first of your 3-year contract, ever dream that a world championship would be coming to Toronto?
Well, Tim, you know, when I chose to come to Toronto, it was a difficult decision. But once it was made, I started to have those visions of maybe the Blue Jays will be the first team in 15 years to win back-to-back titles. Naturally, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but step by step, grinding it out, a lot of hard work and Cito's leadership, sure enough, we were able to accomplish that feat.
Any comparison? I mean, it's been 11 years since you've been wet after a World Series, right?
Well, I'll tell you, those guys from '82 know how I love them too, but I'm telling you, this is going to be #1 for me, my first World Series championship.
All right, congratulations to you, Paul. Congratulations, Kurt, and we'll be right back right after this.
Decision 93, Monday on CTV.
I don't get it.
What?
If these are jumbo towels, where are the jumbo prices?
There aren't any, Bob.
Oh.
Oh, insulated steel-toed work boots. What, are you taking your wife dancing again?
3 proofs of purchase from any of these, and I could be driving home a winner.
Kim, you don't drive.
For this, I learned.
Your lowest price is a Kmart price.
Sure, we'd like to invest. But with what? I mean, we don't have $10,000 to put into something. Besides, we don't even know the first thing about investing. Well, what's an investment company going to do for us? We know we need to invest. Question is where?
Call Investors today.
Well, we suspect the party will continue on through the night, the early morning hours, up through Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Sunday, it's going to go on for a while up here in Toronto. They win the World Series 8-6. You know, as Tony Kubek once said about Mickey Mantle, just when he was learning to say hello, he was saying goodbye. This is kind of the way we feel here at CBS Sports. It doesn't seem possible that our 4 years as the caretaker of the national pastime are over, but here we are saying goodbye. And in that short time, not only did we have probably one of the greatest World Series ever between Atlanta and Minnesota, the 7-gamer, we also had arguably one of the greatest World Series games the other night. And folks, how about this one tonight? In all, and you're looking at them now, a lot of memories, a lot of good memories. And we hope that you cherish these pictures and these sounds as much as we enjoyed bringing them right into your homes. Time to say goodbye, but knowing full well that the grand old game will never say goodbye. It just keeps rolling up the memories. From all of us here at CBS Sports, I'm Pat O'Brien. Thank you for watching, and good night, everybody.
Think in terms of bridges burned. Think of seasons that must end. See the rivers rise and fall. They will rise and fall again. Everything must stand like an ocean to a shore, like a river to a stream, like a river to a stream. It's the famous final scene. How you tried to make it work. Did you really think it could? How you tried to make it last. Did you really think it would? Like a guest who stayed too long. Now it's finally time to leave. Yes, it's finally time to leave. Take it calmly and serene.
You are looking live at a partying downtown Toronto this evening. The Blue Jays have just won, as you know, their second straight World Series. 1 million people in Yonge Street last year when the Blue Jays won it in Atlanta. There will be at least that many well into the morning in Yonge Street this year. The Blue Jays winning their second straight World Series on Joe Carter's dramatic 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. Only the second time that has ever happened that the World Series has been won on a home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bill Mazeroski did that the first time in 1960. We have more for you from the Blue Jays clubhouse. Let's go now to Rod Black.
How does this feel?
Butlerville's going crazy. East York's going crazy. All I want to say is I love you all. I love everybody Butlerville. I love everybody East York. I love everybody in Canada. Woo!
How does I know I talked to you earlier this season about your first Major League RBI. I talked to you recently about what it was like to be in the series, to help contribute, to get a chance to play at the plate, to know that you were here and to accomplish a dream. How does that all feel?
It was a dream. It's all a dream that has come true. I can't believe what I'm feeling. I can't keep my feet still. Partway through the game, I couldn't even watch. I was so nervous about the outcome. And
I saw you in the tunnel. You didn't want to watch the game in the 7th. What did you think when Joe Carter put it out?
I was sitting on the bench and I was saying, Joe, if there's any time to do it, baby, do it now. And he did. And it was just, pandemonium. I can't even remember anything after that, just running.
Family and friends watching. A kid grows up and dreams about being here. Talk a little bit about the emotion being felt in Butlerville right now and from your family and friends who are watching.
Well, from everyone.
And your brother.
Oh, my brother, anyone who's always supported me. And, I wouldn't be here without them, to make it through all those days that are, where you just want to give up. All those long bus rides. You're thinking, man, is it all worth it? And they've been there for me my whole career. My brother and I have been out there practicing every day, making all this happen, and it has happened. Rich, woo! I love you, Rich!
Rob Butler, very happy. Enjoy yourself tonight. Jerry Dobson, back to you.
You're looking there at Don Cherry's Grapevine in Toronto now. A joyous occasion there, of course. And these guys are having all kinds of fun, no doubt about it. If we can keep our lenses clean and if we can keep Rod from drowning, we'll go back down to him. Let's go now back to Rod Black, and I believe he has Robbie Alomar standing by.
All right, we're just watching downtown Toronto. That looks pretty good out there, Robbie Alomar.
That's looking real good. I might be there in a little while.
Tell me about Joe Carter's home run, and we just talked a little bit about what that reminded you of.
Well, it reminded me of the home run that I hit against Eckersley, but this is more exciting. I feel real happy about Joe. I feel real happy about the team. I feel real happy about the city. We've done it again, and now we are the world champions.
What a series. Back and forth. You could not expect anything in this one. You were back and forth a little bit nervous in the final seconds there. If this went to a 7th game, perhaps it could have gone to the other guys.
Well, you got a little bit nervous, but we won the battle. We feel real happy about it. It was a great game from both sides, and I'm glad that I'm in the winning team.
First team to do this since the Yankees in 77, 78. You put your names in the record books. A chance perhaps next year for 3?
Well, we're going to try. For now, we're going to enjoy the second one. That's really important to me, and we feel real happy about this one. And I feel real happy about everybody. Everybody did a great job for us. The guys, all the guys did something, and we want to dedicate this to the fans here in Toronto.
All right, go enjoy your night. Jerry Dobson.
Okay, Rod, Robbie Alomar dedicating this win to the fans of Toronto. How appropriate with the Blue Jays winning it at home this year. And let's go back down and check out what's going on down in the streets of Toronto. And this will be happening all night long. We'll be back with more from Skydome in just a moment.
Subway's steak and cheese sub is not only delicious, it's easy to eat anywhere. To prove that fact, I'm going to eat my dinner here at the rodeo. No one's ridden rocket launcher for more than 8 seconds, so I'll have to eat fast, but you'll want to take your time to really savor tender steak and cheese on our fresh baked bread. One bite and you'll agree, Subway makes great food!
Now when you buy one steak and cheese sub with a medium soft drink, you can get a regular 6-inch sub for just 99 cents at Subway.
Well, at least I get a meal on this flight.
right there.
At Swiss Chalet, we always try to bring a little extra something to your table, like a warm smile and a good deal. So right now, our rib special is only $5.95, which is nice enough on its own. But what's just as nice is seeing that you enjoy it. The rib special, for a short time, just $5.95. And here's another little extra we bring to your table, just in case you need it.
I learned to hit with the broomstick and ball cap. That cap would spin and curve, and that made me a good hitter. What I enjoyed most was putting the uniform on every day, just playing baseball. One of the greatest honors of baseball, getting in the Hall of Fame. Well, I've been American Express member since 1974.
American Express is welcomed at the Hall of Fame and a lot of other places that bring out the kid in you.
Ricky Henderson, 89 in Oakland, 93 in Toronto. Add another ring to your finger.
Oh, that's outstanding, you know. I'm just a lucky man. I just say I'm just a lucky guy. You know, I come over from the Yankees to the A's, and we won it. Came from the A's to Toronto, win it again. It's just a great feeling.
Faced some criticism early in the series. You came back in a couple of games, in particular, got some base hits and contributed. You got on base tonight in that final inning. When Joe Carter put it out, you must have felt like the world was off your shoulder.
Oh, we felt like the world was off my shoulder, and everything had worked out to the best. You know, all the things that, you know, I've been through since Toronto, you know, through the nagging injury and stuff like that. This here put the icing on the cake. I enjoyed it more.
You've been a bit of a hired gun. Where are you going to be next year?
I don't know where I'm going to be next year. I hope I can be with the Blue Jays, but if I can't be with the Blue Jays, I hope I be with a winner.
All right, Ricky, enjoy your time. Celebrate.
All right.
Ricky Henderson. Jerry?
Back we go, live outside now, where this party is just getting warmed up. Let's hope it's a civilized one. It was last year. We have no reason to suspect it shouldn't be a civilized one again this year. And we will be back with more from Sky Dome in downtown Toronto when we return in just a moment.
Ball to right center, well hit. Eisenreich on the run, looking up, it's off the wall and off. White speeding toward third. He'll come around to score.
It's been a long, arduous, and exciting journey. CFQC TV salutes the Blue Jays on winning the World Series 2 years in a row. Congratulations to the 1993 World Series champion, Toronto Blue Jays.
Monday, October 25th, an historic federal election. Join us on the Provincial at 6:30 for our election preview.
And we'll continue to bring you the Saskatchewan perspective throughout the evening with live election updates beginning at 8:20.
Decision 93 on the STN television network.
Cameco and uranium mining mean business in northern communities. Most owner-operators at Northern Resource Trucking live in the north. They haul everything from fuel to groceries into Cameco's Key Lake mine, where over 40% of employees are also northerners. Northern people are working because Cameco and NRT are committed to creating jobs and training opportunities in the north. Cameco, connected to Saskatchewan communities.
Welcome back to a live scene outside Toronto. Lots of partying happening here. We're going to send you right back down into the Sky Dome clubhouse. Rod Black standing by with Jack Morris, who do not pitch in this series.
Jack, mixed feelings, I'd imagine. Last year you were in a lot more celebratory mood. You're still drenched, however. You chose to be part of this team. You didn't have to wear the uniform at the end of this. You chose to be here and to help this team along the way, give them some moral boost anyways.
Well, it's different, I can say that, but I've always felt that everybody's a part of the team. Whether you're injured or not, you're a part of the team, and you know there is something to say for the moral support you have on the bench. Obviously, I would have much rather have been on the field and been a player than a watcher, but I'm very happy for these guys and what they overcame and accomplished by winning this another World Series for Canada and for themselves, really. It's just a damn good thing to watch and be a part of.
You said you were a watcher. You got a good view of that ball sailing out. Have you seen anything like that before?
Oh, I've seen many home runs. I've seen them from different angles, believe me.
What about next year, Jack? Where will you be? Where will you play? Can you come back?
Well, I'm going to pitch. I'm very confident I'm going to pitch. I really don't know what's in the cards for next year. I would like to remain with Toronto, but they have a decision to make, and it's a financial decision more than likely. And whether or not I'm here, I don't know. But I guess I should take this opportunity to thank everybody in Canada for the way they support this ball club, the way they've supported me through it all, and I did my best, and I'll continue to do my best.
You told Canada last year to go out and party in the streets because you were coming home with a championship. They're partying now in the streets.
Yeah, they like to party, those Canadians. I don't understand it.
Well, Jack, enjoy your party tonight. Jerry, back to you.
Okay, Rod. Jack Morris, of course, could be cut loose by the Blue Jays at any time now, or he could be asked to come back to spring training. Big game for the Blue Jays tonight. Some very big hits, including a home run by Paul Molitor. Are we going to see that now? Oh, perhaps maybe not. Yes, we are going to see this home run by Paul Molitor. What an incredible season he has had in his first year of a 3-year contract.
With a tremendous blast into the second deck and left. Chanting MVP very faintly in some sections of Sky Dome when he stepped in.
Paul Molitor, MVP of this series. Devon White had a good shot of being the MVP, too. This game was something else. So was this series. You may not call it a classic by any stretch, but it had a lot of different moments, didn't it?
I would call it a classic because, you know, I haven't seen a World Series that ended like that. And, you know, as far as Paul Molitor goes, I think he deserved it. I mean, he took it from me literally. If I had a good game, you know, it would be, you know, a good chance, but he deserved it. And, you know, what else can you say? All year long, he is, you know, lift us up and...
Thank you.
You didn't
I set up for that one.
Well, you didn't have to shower now.
Oh, man, I should walk out on the field like that, huh?
How does this one compare to last year?
I think this one is much more exciting. I mean, the high scoring, I mean, that's what the hitters and, you know, the fans want to see. You don't want to see a 2-1 World Series or a 3-2. You want to see some runs on the board.
Can you say enough about the Philadelphia Phillies? Game 4, they very easily could have won that. You come back with a big 8th inning. They come back with a big 7th inning tonight. They're a gutsy team.
They're very gutsy. I give them a lot of credit. Like I got on first base in the first inning and I said to Kruk, I mean, it's been great and whatever happened, it's been a great series and I enjoy it. And, you know, what can you say? You know, little Lenny Dykstra, he ain't little to me anymore. He's a big man. He's a big man. I mean, he has a lot of heart and he made this series when he came up to the plate. He put fear in a lot of the pitcher's heart.
Well, so did 2 center fielders, Devon White and Lenny Dykstra. Devon, congratulations. Jerry, let's go back to you.
Thank you.
Rod, it is 12:15 Eastern Time. It is now Sunday morning in Toronto, but this party will still be going well into the day. As we go back now to you, Rod, with Al Leiter, I understand.
Al Leiter, have you seen anything like this in your life? What a series, 6 games that were as unpredictable from the get-go.
That's exactly right. I mean, we never, ever anticipated or took that team for granted. I mean, that's a hell of a ball club over there, and some people figured they would win, and we always had the confidence that we'd come through here.
It would have been very difficult, I would think, had you not won this game tonight, to go into a Game 7 with this team, knowing the guts and the grit that they have.
Absolutely. I mean, to go up 3-1, I mean, the pressure definitely probably would have felt on our part. I mean, you're up 3-1. I mean, everyone's pretty much anticipating us to win, and now they tie it up. I mean, the ball is definitely in their court and rolling, so we're so thankful. Joe come up with the big hit, and it's been outstanding.
What a World Series for you. Winning pitcher Game 1. You have some thrills and spills in Game 4. That wild one, you get a base hit.
Yeah.
You contribute in the final game. And a happy birthday, too.
Thank you. What a birthday present. I mean, this is outstanding. And to actually come in and help out and keep the team close and then allow us to go ahead in the 9th is unbelievable.
Speaking of close, how close is this team? You know, last year you lost a lot of players. It was a close-knit team, first World Series. I had a feeling, especially coming into the series, there was more of a family atmosphere in this dressing room.
Well, I feel that, but I'm not one to really observe that stuff anyway. I realize that, you know, I take care of myself, and of course, you know, most of the guys, I mean, you put 25 guys together anywhere, I mean, you don't know if everyone going to get along, but as far as I'm concerned, this has been a great bunch of guys all year, and it's been unbelievable, and really a bunch of nice guys, and we won.
cold. Thanks.
You're wet. Let's get a little wet.
Could you have asked for a better birthday present than this?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You
This
didn't
has
have
been
to give me any
unbelievable.
of that. Thanks, Al. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Not the first time you've been drenched tonight, Rod, and certainly not the last. Al Leiter, of course, with blister problems for much of his Toronto career. He seems to have that sorted out, and he's going great guns. Let's go back now to Rod and John Olerud.
Jerry, send me a towel quick. At least you got a cap there. John Olerud, how does this one compare to last year?
Boy, I don't know. They're both a great feeling.
There you go, Ole. All right.
Oh. No, they're. I don't think. Jeez. I don't think it's really easy to describe the feeling. It's. They're both great feeling. You go through an emotional roller coaster ride with the playoffs and the World Series. They're all pressure-packed games, all tough competitions, and to come on top and win the championship, it's just a great feeling. Hard to explain.
What a year for you, American League batting champion. You flirted with 400. You had the batting streak, All-Star game. All of this all together. You going to pinch yourself one of these days?
Well, I'm going to try to avoid pinching myself for as long as possible. It was a great year. It was a lot of fun, and you just couldn't put an ending on it any better than this one. It was just a great year.
You're going to lose some players, undoubtedly. Can this be duplicated? Can you make it 3 in a row?
Well, I don't know. Everybody was talking about how tough it would be. It'll just be interesting to see. Last year we lost a lot of guys, and I think. We made some replacement that filled some big holes, and we'll just have to see how the off season goes and what happens. But I hope we'll be back in there because it's a lot of fun.
Congratulations. Before you go, look up at that monitor and take a look at the streets of Toronto. Can you describe this young street tonight?
Well, we'll get to see it firsthand this time around. Last time we just heard about it on the flight back from Atlanta.
John Olerud enjoying the night. So are all of the people in Toronto, all the Blue Jay fans across Canada. The celebration continues. We'll be back after this.
If your truck has to be a workhorse, then it has to be a GMC extended cab. With enough muscle to go the distance and comforts for the whole crew like air, stereo cassette, tilt, cruise, and more. Your 94 GMC Sierra puts in a full day's work for a lot less than a full day's pay. Just $20,988 or $369 a month. Round up a workhorse and take one for a drive at your Saskatchewan GMC truck dealers.
Saskatchewan's brewery workers know firsthand the difference that supporting and purchasing Saskatchewan-made products can make in all of our lives. As proud producers of world-class products at competitive prices, the employees of our province's 2 brewing operations want you to know that the road to a stronger Saskatchewan starts with each one of us. So, the next time you're out shopping, support your friends, your neighbors, yourself. Buy products made in Saskatchewan. A message from the brewery workers of Saskatchewan.
When you're hungry for Chinese food, think Szechuan and think Tong's Wok. Tong's is the Saskatoon favorite for one reason: their commitment to providing quality food with recipes and ingredients direct from China, including the exciting flavors of Szechuan. Next time you leave work, call ahead and order a takeout meal to enjoy at home, or get free delivery on orders of $15 or more. Tong's even offers banquet facilities sure to make any large gathering a big hit. Tong's Wok, 834 51st Street East.
2-2. Well hit down the left field line. Way back and Joe Carter with a 3-run homer. The winners and still world champions, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, how many times are you going to see this play over and over and over again over the course of the next few days? Joe Carter, 7 for 25 in the World Series. He had 7 hits, but the one that counted most, of course, his very last hit of the season, that 3-run homer that defeats the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 8-6 in Game 6 of the World Series. The Blue Jays, of course, and the Phillies split the first 2 games here in Toronto. Then the Blue Jays won 2 of 3 in Philadelphia. They came back here and won it 8-6 on Joe Carter's bottom of the 9th inning 3-run home run. The first time, actually the second time, that a World Series has ended in the bottom of the 9th on a home run. Bill Mazeroski of the Pittsburgh Pirates did it in Game 7 against the Pittsburgh for the Pittsburgh Pirates against the New York Yankees. Let's go back now into a very wet and joyful Blue Jay clubhouse and Rod Black.
Yeah, there you are. Dwayne Ward is here. You normally go into a save situation. You normally don't go in when you're trailing the game. Who would have thought that would have occurred? Who would have thought Joe Carter would have put it out the way he did? But who would have thought anything like this happened in this series?
Well, who would have thought anybody was going to repeat? But it happened, and it's, like I said, it's been the first time 15 years. And I'll tell you what, I got nothing but good things to say about this ball club here and this organization. I mean, they put together as good a team as you possibly can out there on the field. And when you get somebody like a Paul Molitor, a Dave Stewart, a Joe Carter, Robbie Alomar, John Olerud, I mean, you can go down a whole list of ball players here that contributed so much to this ball club, you know, and unsung heroes like Pat Henkin. And, I mean, you can't say enough about them. I mean, I'm just so happy to be a part of something like this.
Cito Gaston, too. Can we talk about him for a minute? A lot of people second guess, a lot of people criticize. Somehow it all works out for him.
Well, it seems like, you know, no matter what you do, you know, somebody's going to second guess you. I mean, whether it be, you know, players, management, media, fans, whatever. Cito goes out there and he goes with his gut feeling. He has a game plan, he sticks to it, and he doesn't waver from it. Tonight, you know, I mean, he called me out there to go pitch the 9th inning, you know, and I think his thinking behind that was to go out there and make sure that they didn't get any more runs to give this offense a chance to come back and score 1 or 2 and, you know, see what happens from there. And it so happens we scored 3, and we end up clinching this thing.
How are you going to celebrate this? What are you going to do?
Oh, shoot, I'm right now throwing a lot of beer around, throwing a lot of champagne around, and I can see you've been soaking wet here. But no, I'm just going to take this and just look back on it and just say, you know, we've been part of history, and hopefully that this ball club will enjoy it, this organization will enjoy it, and I hope the fans out there in Toronto enjoy it, man. I'll tell you what, this one here, we won it here in the hometown. I hope everybody out there enjoys it.
Dwayne Ward, a winner, too. Jerry Dobson.
Okay, Rod, the Philadelphia Phillies have been around over almost a century. The Toronto Blue Jays since 1977, but guess what? The Toronto Blue Jays lead the Phillies now in World Series titles 2-1. The Phillies have been to the World Series 3 times. They've only come away with 1 win. The Blue Jays now have 2. And let's go back now to the clubhouse and Rod and Ed Sprague.
Yeah, Ed Sprague is down here with us. World Series hero last year with the big belt. Did you stop that already? Ed, wow, 2 in a row. I know this series could have gone the other way, and I know this team has been sort of a team that really has been able to dig deep at some tough times. You look at your batting lineup, many people thought that you would not have lost this series, but credit the Philadelphia Phillies. They are a game bunch.
There's no question. I mean, you got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, they got people have a tendency to look at, you know, at the long hair and the beards or whatever image they want to look at, but the bottom line is those guys are good professional ball players, and that's what it's all about. I mean, they played a hell of a series to come back, you know, and score 5 runs in that 6th, 7th inning, whatever they did. I mean, you know, they're a great team. I mean, they could be doing the same thing we could be doing right now. They could have won that 15-14 game, and they could have won tonight's game, and they could be celebrating. But this team has a lot of character, too, and we weren't going to die.
You did not want to go to a Game 7, I think.
I don't think anybody wants to go to a Game 7. There's no question about it. We would have been ready for a Game 7. We certainly were confident with Pat Henkin on the mound. But, I mean, certainly everybody wants to get it done as soon as they can.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ed Sprague, third baseman, first baseman, World Series champion tonight. Jerry?
And lost in all of this, the Toronto Maple Leafs have set a new NHL record, 9 straight wins to open the season. They beat Tampa Bay tonight by a score of 2-0. So a big night in sports for Toronto, hockey fans and baseball fans. We'll be back with more in just a moment from Skydome.
You're invited to Business Expo 93, featuring innovative and exciting exhibits and the focal point of Small Business Week in Saskatoon. The Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce presents the Success Zone, featuring the latest in business communications, services, equipment, and technology. It's your chance to see what's new in business and your vehicle for success. It's all at the Titan Building, Thursday and Friday, October 28th and 29th, noon to 9 p.m. The smart money and those who want to get ahead will be at Business Expo 93.
The Saskatoon Lions Club presents the 4th annual Craftorama, Saturday and Sunday, October 30th and 31st, Wheatland Day Building. Shop this unique homemade, handmade arts and crafts sale, one of the largest in the province. It's the perfect opportunity to find that special Christmas gift. And the proceeds help the Lions community projects. Admission for adults $3, children under 14 $1. At the 4th annual Craftorama, Wheatland Day Building, October 30th and 31st.
The Toronto Blue Jays, as if you didn't know, had won the 1993 World Series, beating the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 8-6 this evening on Joe Carter's 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th. Rod, you're down there, you're soaking wet. Everybody's pretty happy, though, I guess. Is it different than it was last year?
Yeah, I think it really is different because I know the Blue Jays know that they are going to go outside with their family and their friends and the rest of Toronto and the rest of Canada. They don't have to travel back, and the celebration they felt inside the Skydome, the fireworks. You know, I've been to the All-Star game here, and you've been to the ALCS here before, and the World Series games, but I don't think you've ever seen anything quite as loud as it was, even from the beginning of tonight's game. The fans wanted them to do it tonight. It got very quiet, Jerry, as you know, in that 7th inning, but boy, it was like a New Year's Eve night when Joe Carter put that out.
Rod, at the end of the game there, I thought I saw maybe some tears in Cito Gaston's eyes. Paul Molitor looked very emotional. Did you get that when they come into the dressing room?
Yeah, they still had misty eyes. As Cito told Tim McCarver of CBS that as soon as he saw Paul, he broke down, and that happens. We're gonna hang on for a second. We got Paul Beeston. We're gonna quickly get Paul. Congratulations, 2 in a row.
Rod, outstanding. I mean, the credit goes to Cito. I think it goes to Pat and everybody put the team together. We tried to do it when we started out this year, and all of a sudden, you know, the whole thing worked out, so you can't beat it.
Now you got to go right back to work, and there are going to be some people who aren't going to be here again like last year. I know you have to cut your payroll too. Your thoughts? I know you'd like to savor each moment. Can this team come back and make it 3? Is it possible?
Well, let me tell you, you cannot be a 3-peat unless you're a 2-peat. I mean, so we've done the 2-peat. That goes, the credit goes, they say, player development, Pat, Cito, everybody else. Yeah, I think that we'll be trying to do it again next year, and it's too quick, too early. I mean, this is a time to have some fun. This is a time to rejoice in what they did this year, and I'd like to think that, you know, we're not even going to worry about who's not going to be here. Thank the people that have been here.
Well, enjoy your time, Paul. Congratulations. This team in a series that it really could have gone the other way as well.
Pretty good ending to it, wasn't it, Rod? I mean, you think about it. I mean, it was scripted very, very well.
All right, it was a good script. It was a good script, final ending, maybe an improbable ending to a World Series that was very up and down, to say the least. The Philadelphia Phillies, credit them for giving a great shot, the team that went from worst to first and then to the World Series, and they were nothing to spit at, to pardon the pun. The Toronto Blue Jays, however, did the double play. 2 in a row. Another World Series comes to Toronto. We will say goodnight from the dressing room and take a very quick musical look back at this World Series between the Phillies and the champions, the Blue Jays.
Second. sounded like it hurt. Crunch. Base hit through the drawn-in infield. Fernandez. Well hit, base hit. White is in. Carter will score. In the air to center. Devon White racing back at the wall. Can't get it. Stottlemyre around second, and he'll try for third after hesitating. Stocker's relay out at third. Fernandez lobs one to right. He falls for a hit. Olerud is in. Ball to the third. Game orders a single to left. And eyes to right. Punch the other way. A good bunt. Alomar can't make the play. Stocker will have at least two as the ball hit the stands where they jet out and right. It's a double and a 2-0 Philadelphia lead. There's a base hit. Cañante streaking toward third, and he'll get there as the throw is cut off. Cañante is out, and Butler did not move to third. He struck him out. Line to center. Dykstra is there. The Phillies win. Molitor to right center. Well hit. Eisenreich on the run. Looking up. It's off the wall and a hop. White speeding toward third. He'll come around to score. Molitor into third with a triple. And the Blue Jays lead 1-0. Josie said he wouldn't know till tomorrow. Molitor reducing the likelihood of a Game 7 somewhat with a tremendous blast into the second deck and left. Well hit to right, way back, and that one is way out of here. Second deck home run for Lenny Dykstra. And all of a sudden, it's a one-run game, 5-4. Dykstra waving off Thompson.